The Harry Potter series is known for its fantastic mysteries. Reading those books was like travelling down an endless dungeon, with new twists and shadows around every corner. However, at the end of Deathly Hallows, many of those mysteries were answered, but definitely not all. Despite the many questions that J.K. Rowling did answer at the end of her series, there were still a few mysteries that never got resolved. The Potter universe remains full of questions we may never know the answer to. This is, after all, a world where the Ministry of Magic had an entire department dedicated solely to mysteries. It's no wonder a fair few were left behind. Here are 5 unsolved mysteries from the Harry Potter universe. Where were American wizards during the Wizarding Wars? The Fantastic Beasts series brought the wizarding world of Harry Potter to the United States. For the first time, we see American and British wizards working in tandem to stop a great threat. So why is it that when an even larger threat arises, the Americans are nowhere to be seen? The danger that Voldemort posed stretched far beyond Hogwarts. So why didn't we see American wizards working to stop him? On the flip side, where were Voldemort's American agents? It's a mystery that we don't have the answers to yet, although we might get them if the Fantastic Beasts series ever catches up with the main Harry Potter storyline. From what we know about Fantastic Beasts, perhaps the two nations were at odds after the many misadventures of Newt Scamander. I guess only time will tell. What's behind the veil? One of the worst events in the Order of Phoenix, indeed in Harry Potter lore, happens at the Department of Mysteries, the death of Sirius Black. But right after this scarring, tragic event also comes one of the most mysterious moments in the Potterverse. Sirius passes through a kind of doorframe, a curtained window into another world. This passageway is only referred to as the Veil, and we get hints that it's some sort of connection between our world and the world of the dead. But what is the connection? We know the veil is fatal to anyone who would pass through it, but why is it there? Is it literally the gateway between life and death? If so, how do some souls not pass through it? Like death itself, the veil is a dark and convoluted question, and one that we wish we had the answer to. How do you make a Horcrux? The mystery that actually has an answer, but we're not allowed to know it. J.K. Rowling admitted that she knew how Horcruxes were made, even hinting that she wanted to include the explanation in the books. But her editors claimed it was too dark and therefore wouldn't allow it. What was so dark that it couldn't be included in a book about limb-severing, child-murdering, psychopathic wizard Nazis? Whatever the answer, it must have been pretty bad. What happened to Harry's family? Harry Potter is cursed to spend his formative years with the Dursleys, because they're his only living relatives, and that makes for a great narrative, but it's also a little hard to believe. Wizarding families are known for being quite large, and often connected to others, and yet Harry has no other relatives apart from Petunia, Vernon and Dudley? Rowling has explained that she had to get his grandparents out of the way so he could live with the Dursleys. James was an only child and his parents were old when they had him. Lily's only sibling was Petunia, and their parents were also dead. But what about the wider family? Surely there should have been someone, a cousin, an aunt, uncle, the black sheep no one talks about, rather than the Potters being completely wiped from existence. How can wizards coexist with Christianity? Christmas transcends the magical and non-magical divide and is celebrated by wizards and muggles alike. So we're wondering how the concepts of God, miracles, and Jesus play into the world of magic. As a witch or wizard who can turn water into wine, go back in time and resurrect yourself as a ghost or a talking headmaster portrait, do Jesus and the saints' miracles seem all that, well, miraculous? It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense why witches and wizards would celebrate Christmas, a holiday that has foundations based in miracles, something that would just seem like regular magic to the wizarding world. So, what unanswered questions in Harry Potter interest or infuriate you the most? Did we leave any off this list? Let us know in the comments below.